Hi children, welcome to Euclid Learning. So this is the third part of the 2020 OL paper ICT paper discussion. So if you haven't watched my previous videos regarding the 2020 past paper discussion, there are two separate videos where I will be discussing the first paper, which includes 40 MCQs. So if you haven't watched them, please go and watch them. And if you want to watch separate videos for the textbook like theory, I have done separate a playlist for the each grade from grade 6 onward up to grade 11. There are separate playlists for the textbook discussions. So in this playlist, I will be basically covering the 2020 ICT paper in English medium, right? So hope you already know the structure of the paper. We have discussed 30 questions for the MCQ, and this part, the second paper, in actually will give you 60 marks, right? So this is also very important part where you can easily score. So here there will be 7 questions, and the first question is a mandatory question, which will carry 20 marks. So first question is a must to answer. From other questions, you can pick 5, altogether 4. Like altogether, you have to write 5 questions, right? So first one is mandatory, and 4 other questions you have to pick. So there are 7 questions. From that, altogether 5 questions must be answered, right? So hope you understand. And only first question will carry 20 marks. All other questions will carry 10 marks each, right? Okay. So I will start with the first question. So in this part, the part 3, I will be only discussing question 1. Right? So if you already don't want to watch it, you can just skip and watch the other questions in the later parts. Okay. So in the first question, we'll go for the first part. It has been a common practice learning management systems (LMS) to manage both schools and higher education institutes, right down to facilities provided by an LMS for students. So as with the corona pandemic and all, so learning management systems and online learning, distance learning, these are not very new concepts for you students, right? In our age, when we were doing all of us, yes, it is very new thing. It's very uncommon thing, not very familiar. But for you, hope you already know about all these concepts, right? Distance learning, online learning, learning management systems, and all. So in this one, they're asking to write 2 facilities provided by learning management systems, right? So most of the schools and universities and higher education institutes are having their own learning management system, right? So from this, what are services? Yeah, you can learn from anywhere. You can learn anytime you want, right? You can upload assignments, right? You don't have to physically go to the institute to hand over your assignments. You can upload the assignments from home itself, right? And you can participate in forums, discussions, right? Uh, you can download lecture materials. Maybe some institutes are providing recordings of the lectures, so you can download those things, right? You can have video conferencing sometimes. You can do file sharing. You can view all the notifications and marks maybe, right? Sometimes even the progress reports will be sent over the LMS to your parents and you. So those things are actually the answers for the first one. So you have to write only 2. So 1 mark per each, you will get 2 marks. Okay. That's how you get the marks. So in these things, if you have time, quickly write a 1 additional, like 3. Don't take unnecessary time, right? Because it's kind of a trick, because yeah, sometimes they will give only the first, they will consider the first 2 answers only. That's a normal way, but it's kind of a trick, kind of. At least if you have time, if you can, if you are fast thinker, fast writer, quickly write 3. It will not do any harm, because it's not a write only 2, that's the thing. But if you can, it's really will be good in some way, right? Because normally they will give the consider only the first 2 answers, right? Okay, second one. They're asking you to complete these statements. There are 2 statements and 1 mark for each. The first one, the blank is the primary storage device of the desktop computer. So what is the primary storage device? It's RAM, random access memory, right? So RAM is a volatile memory. Hope you understand. So when you start working in the computer, all the things from secondary storage will be copied to the primary storage. Then only you start working on it, right? So actually the answers are given here. So you can pick RAM. So don't write random access memory, the longer name. You have RAM here as the answers you have to pick, right? So here they clearly tell how to write the answers, matching each term, right? They're asking you to write the label and the term in the format. So you have to write A will be RAM, B will be what, right? Okay, we'll read and see. And operating system is an example for, what is that? Is it a system software or application software? It's a system software, right? It's a system software. So B answer is system software because hope you remember operating systems belong to system software, and application software is the software which helps to the user, right? For example, word processing software, presentation software, games, web browsers, right? Video editing softwares, audio editing softwares. All these things come under application software. Okay, third one. Actually, in this question, the question is wrong. If you read very carefully, you can see convert the octal number and they give 867. So you know in octal number, the maximum number you can, the maximum digit you can go for is 7. Can we have 8 in octal number? No. So this question is wrong. That's why you will get a bonus mark for this question, right? Second part of it, third question, B part, right? So here they are telling this binary number represents character is Z, right, in ASCII, right? So they're asking the ASCII code for the X, right? So in these kind of questions, it would be very easy if you can go for a kind of a presentation thing like this, right? So it has character, it has binary form, it has the decimal form, right? So they have given X and they have given the binary number for you, right? So you have to convert this binary to a decimal, right? Hope you know with the weighting factors. Here it's 2 to the power 0, then 1, 2, 4, 8, right? 16, 32, and 64, right? So then all the things you can add and you can get 90. So that is not they're asking about X character, right? In X character, so you can deduct 2 because X, Y, Z, right? That's how it comes. So 88, 89, 90, that's how decimal numbers should come. So it's actually 88. So 88 you can convert again to a binary. You have to continuously divide this number by 2. Then you get 44. Nothing is remained. 44 again you divide by 2. You get 22. Nothing remained. You again divide it by 2. You will get 11. Nothing is remaining. Like that you continuously divide this number and you get the remainders. You can get the answer like that. That's the normal way. But if you are very good at binary additions and subtractions, you can directly do it. I know in O-level maths you have it, right? So this is the number, right? You have to deduct 2 from it, right? So 2, what is the binary format of 2? 1, 0, right? 1, 0. So that number you deduct, right? 0 minus 0, nothing, right? 1 minus 1 is 0. So all the things you can just put it because that's the only part. So this is the easiest way to get the correct answer, right? But this is the normal process you can go for. Okay, next one, fourth part. Draw the truth table for this particular logic gate given below, right? So before going for the truth table, hope you understand there are 2 inputs actually only because A again is the same thing. So we have 2 inputs. So we will have 4 records. 2 to the power 2, there will be 4 records, right? And here, this is an AND gate, right? So this is an AND gate. So we can put AND operation here, right? This is an AND gate. So here it is a OR gate. So you can have this. right? So this is what? This is again a NAND gate, NAND gate, okay? So you have to consider that as well. So this one is there, right? And your output is again a NAND one. So it's a kind of a dot operation there. So here you have right this. So this is your basic operation thing. So this one we should have a negation of the whole thing. In the paper you can write with the top line, but for the typing purposes, I will use the other format of negation with this. Okay. So this is the truth table. You have A and B, right? So hope you know how to write these patterns 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So this is the inputs. Then we have A and B, right? A and B means both inputs should be 1 to get the output as a 1. So here output is 1 only in this scenario because all the cases we have a 0, right, in one input. Then this is the O thing, right? This big operation I am separated into like this. So A, O, B. So in the A, O, B, what should happen is to get a 1 as the output, at least one input should be 1. So here both outputs are 0, so it's 0. This is at least one output should be 1. So in these scenarios, it's 1. Then there is another what? O AND operation in between these two AND operation, right? So that's why I have to check whether both inputs are 1 or not, right? So this only have both inputs as 1. So here it's 1, all others are zeros. But we have not a AND gate, it's a NAND gate, right? That's why the full thing I have to take the negation, right? So 0 becomes 1, 0 becomes 1, 0 becomes 1, and here it's 1, 1 becomes 0, okay? Okay, fifth one, very easy one, first part. Following two diagrams illustrate two types of file accessing methods. Write down the file accessing methods represented by A and B. So this is directly from your textbook. So here, can you see in this one, it's one after the other, one after the other. That means sequential access, right? So normally in the magnetic tapes, right, we have to do this sequential access. Where now, for example, in the magnetic tape, I'm not sure whether you have really used these cassette pieces. In those things, when you want to go for a song in the middle, you have to play or rewind or quickly you have to go fast forward it and go to particular song and you have to play, right? You cannot directly go and access the particular song in the middle of the tape. So that is why it's called sequential. One after the other, one after the other, you have to go and access it, right? And in this one, it's called random access. So you can access from anywhere, right? Like think about the hard drive. You have some songs, right? Collection of songs. So any song you can pick and play, right? So that is having a random access. So for these two things, 0.5, 0.5. Now, when you're writing the answers, don't just write sequential access, random access. You have to write A and then you have to tell it's sequential access. And for B, it's random access. So students are doing these mistakes. They just write sequential access and random access. Nobody knows what it is, for which one you are telling, right? So when you're presenting your answers, write it very clearly. And when you recheck, see as the marking person, can you understand this? Okay, that's the way you can write answers. Knowing everything, knowing the theory won't help you to get A, right? You have to have some more skills like time management, right? And now these things are very easy questions. Don't spend unnecessary time, right? And the second thing is the presentation, how we are going to present it, right? Okay, so both will get only 1 mark. The operating system identifies file system types using the file extension. So what is the file extension of a PowerPoint file. So here they are mainly focusing about Microsoft PowerPoint, right? There are so many other presentation softwares, but here only about Microsoft PowerPoint. So you can tell either PPT, right? .ppt, right? So that is for the old versions before 2007 Microsoft Office, and the latest version is .pptx, right? So if I write it for you, right, this is one answer and this is the second answer. Okay, next one. So here they have given a segment of word processed text document and they have given some formattings done, right? And they're asking from these tools, you have to tell what are the tools identified, right? So for example, when you're representing this answer, when you're presenting it, you have to tell very clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, right? These are the tools we have to do. For one, this is P, like that. Okay, we'll go and discuss this one. So in the first one, it is having, can you see, this is bold text, right? Plus it is centered. So 1 and 2, you can mix those things and write if you want. So 1 and 2 should have 1 P, or you can tell 1 S, and second one, P means the bold one, this one. And the other one is centered. So for the, if you write 1 P, you have to write 2 S. If you write 1 S, you can write 2 P. You can mix those things, no worries. And this one, third one, it's about the superscript. Superscript, right? You have to write as a power. So for the third one, it's U. Right? Fourth one, it's bit tricky, right? Bit tricky. Some students have written 4 as the answer underline. Yeah, that is also wrong, not wrong actually, practically if you think, because we don't know whether this is a hyperlink. We don't see the color blue, right? But with the content, if you think about the content source and you have a URL, kind of a URL format, so therefore we can go for the fourth one as the hyperlink. So fourth one answer should be V, hyperlink. But actually underline also, we cannot tell it's wrong fully because there is a logic you can argue. Okay. Okay. Consider the partly shown purchase table listing the purchase date and the quantities of different items purchased by different suppliers. So we have supplier IDs, right? This is the item ID, and you have the purchase date and you have the quantity, right? So can you see these are not primary key, like standalone. This is not the primary key. There should be another table for the supplier, which will have supplier ID and the supplier name and all this information. And there will be another table like item table where we have the item related information. So this is the relation table in the middle coming, where these both supply ID and item ID will act as a composite primary key. Okay, I just gave some background knowledge, but those things are not needed for the question. Here they are asking, write down the fields and records of the above table, right? Number of fields. So you have to nicely write number of fields. So fields means columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 columns, 4 fields, right? Write it like that. And then write number of records. Then you have to write, okay, records are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 records. Okay, so that will give you basically 1 mark. Okay, and next they're asking, write down the most suitable data types for purchase date, right? Can you see it's a date of purchasing, date of purchasing. So you can go for data type of date or time, right? Date time format, right? So write it nicely. Purchase date should have date time. And the second one, the quantity will have either a number or an integer, right? So when you're presenting, please write it properly. Just don't write date and time and integer. Nobody knows what data type is for what field. Okay, hope you understand what I'm telling. Okay, 8th one, consider the following pseudocode segment with blank spaces labeled, right? So we have ABC, which calculates and displays the sum of odd numbers. between 0 to 10. 0 to 10. That means 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So those are the answers should come in this one. Right? You can spend some more time for this, right? This is a logical thinking one. Will take some time. That's why I told you when you're managing your time, right? You have to make sure, okay, so we have easy questions, spend less time. These questions you can spend some considerable time to get it right if you want. Write down the suitable expressions for A, B, C in the label and in the given format, right? So here they have given sum as 0, right? And num as 1. Okay, we don't know what it is, but actually they read sum of odd numbers. That means you have 1, 1 plus 3, plus 5, plus 7, plus 9. So that's the thing we should get. And the while loop, right? While loop is there. We have to repetitively do until you get all the up to 10. That means when you are done with 9, you have to finish it. Then they are telling sum. So sum, what is the normal thing should come, right? Right? Usually sum should be sum plus what? Sum plus num, right? Initially sum will be 0, 0 plus 1. Okay. Then sum is 1, 1 plus. Now num should be changed. If you add again 1, 1, 1, 1, it's not going to do anything. We need the odd numbers. So your num should be actually, right? Your num should be num plus 1. We'll see if you put 1, what will happen? You have 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. You're adding 2 to the sum. No, no, no. We don't need even numbers. We want odd numbers. So you have 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. Like that, you have to get the number. That number, you are going to add it here. Sum is 0. 0 plus, now we'll do it one time and see. You have sum as 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Right? Your number is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Now your number has changed. You go, right? And you have a sum condition. We have to pick that condition, right? And you have num as 3. 3 plus, now sum is 1. Hope you remember. Sum, okay, we'll put it here. Sum is earlier 1 and num is actually 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4. Now your sum has changed to 4, right? And your num is now going to be 3 plus 2. That means it's going to become 5. You go up, you check something, and you come here, right? And sum is now 4 plus 5. That means 9. Your number become 7. Num plus 2. You go and check some condition. We don't know that what is that one. So 9 plus 7. 9 plus 7. Okay, that is 16. And your num is going to become 9. You go there, right? And still it's an odd number between 0 to 9. So you have to add this as well. So it will become 25. And your num is become 11. Okay, now when you go, you have to stop it. Oh, wait, why? Because you have to add odd numbers between 0 to 10 only. So here we get the expression. You can tell if num is less than 10. That's a one way. Or you can tell num is less than or equal 9. Right? Num is less than equal 10. Right? So any of these conditions will be correct. So you have to do it until you are done with number 9. If you are done with number 9, then you can easily finish this loop. Okay, hope you got it. Ninth part, right? So here they have given some tools from GIMP software. It's a image processing software. So in this one, they have given some icons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they have given some A, B, C, D things what you can do from here. So to do A, right? Or you can do it like this. 1, you put 1 because they are telling when you're writing thing, icon number first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for that, you have to write the mapping, description, label. These are the description list. So number 1, you can do what you can do. Select the required area as a circular or elliptical region. You can do the selection. So 1 will have this B. For the second one, what is this? Yeah, it's a kind of a pencil. So it is helping you to paint hard edge lines. Third one, what is this third one? Yeah, you can create paths to select shapes. Fourth one is A. It's actually to draw free form selections, A. So this is a, with the practice, you should know this. You cannot memorize everything. With the practice, you should know this. Okay, last part. Okay, 10th one. List 2 advantages of having local area network LAN for a department. So if you have a LAN for a department, what are the benefits? Main thing is you can share resources. So when it comes to resources, you can share the internet, you can share the printers, you can share scanners. So you can do the sharing of resources among these computers in the network. Second thing is like local messaging is possible, right? You can transfer data and other files very easily, right? Access privileges are there. You can access any of the machines in the network, right? And you can store files in a centralized location, right? So these kind of benefits are there when you are connected to a LAN, okay? Next one, write the names of 2 types of computer networks according to the geographical distribution. So you know, LAN is one thing based on the geographical location, smallest computer network we can talk of. So LAN is a one answer, local area network. And second thing is WAN, wide area network. That's a one other one. Or you can write MAN, metropolitan area network. Okay, so this is the end of the first question, which is a mandatory question and which will give you 20 marks. Okay, so please continue watching this playlist. I will talk about other questions in the next video. Thank you very much.